Hi everyone, good evening. How are you doing? Happy weekend, happy Sunday, happy everything. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're keeping safe. I'm thankful that you're watching this because if you're watching this, it means that you are, in a safe space. You're somewhere that, you're alive, basically, right? So you're welcome again. You're so welcome. If you are a subscriber, thank you for joining us. If you are not, it's fine. It's okay. Just make sure that you click that subscribe button right now and also turn on the notification bell. So if this is your first time seeing me, hi, my name is Lola. Thank you for stopping by. On my YouTube channel, I speak about faith, I speak about self-development, I speak about relationships, and I also do these live sessions as well. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, make sure you click the subscribe button and you turn on the notification bell as well. Before we start as well, I want to let you know that if at any point during this live session, you can't hear me, you can't see our guest or any technical issue, please put it in the comment section so that we can quickly, solve the situation. So as you can see from the title, we're going to be talking about passion, we're going to be talking about purpose, and we're going to be talking about inspiration. And I'm really excited to speak to our guests today because I feel like they're in a very good position to kind of speak on this issue. So, guys, make sure that you also click the like button as well. Make sure that you post this on your story. Make sure that you tell your friends to join in as well. Because I know that some people might, join us later on or in the middle or whatnot. But it's fine. It's fine. Just send your friend a text or, share this video to them, and that's it. So, without further ado, I think I'll just bring my guest on and we'll just get started because of time and stuff like that. Because I feel like if we wait on everyone to come, then we'll be waiting. It's not fair to people who are watching the replay because they would have to be waiting and stuff. So I'll just bring my guest on and we can just get started. All right.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hi, how you doing? You're welcome. Happy Sunday. Happy
Thank you very
weekend.
much.
How are you doing?
Happy weekend. I'm keeping well. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Can you hear me well? Can you see me
I
well?
can.
Yeah.
Sounds
Okay,
great.
that's great. So I was just saying that we'll just get started. I don't want to kind of like wait around for anyone. I think whoever comes and joins can join, and whoever watched the replay, that's absolutely fine. So I
No
think
problem.
okay. So thank you for joining us. We're very excited to learn from you today. Hopefully, we're able to kind of take some things, forward and our life as well. Yeah. So before I want you to kind of just introduce yourself, tell us your name, tell us what you do, your life, get a feel of who you are, if that's okay.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Sam, known as Sambo. I am a Christian. I'm a musician, a drummer, and recently a business owner. Um, my business is related with music, so anything music based, from production to teaching, to distribution. Yes, we do it all at my studio. Yeah.
Okay, that's quite exciting. I suppose we'll kind of, you know, talk about well, you talk about a bit more of what you do later on, which is fine. So yeah, that sounds quite interesting. Christian, business owner and all that kind of stuff. So well, I'm gonna ask you like got into what you do now, right? How you first got into drumming, how you started what you're doing right now. Was it something that you were forced into by one of your parents or just picked up one day, or how did you get what you're doing just now?
Music for me has started when I was really young. I was five. I was born in Lagos, Nigeria, where I started music. Um, from what I know, I've been playing since five. Of course, I wasn't like a professional five, but I had interest. My parents saw that in me, and they kind of pushed me in the right way to kind of chase it. Of course, because all I had then was playing in church.
Right.
A few years went by, I was just kind of like watching and bashing away. And when the time came and it was my turn to play, and I picked up the stick and I haven't stopped since then. Um, yeah,
Okay, that sounds cool. That's interesting. And I just love what you said there. Like your parents, they were able to see that this person has, interest in this and they pushed you. And I think that's maybe a lesson for people. Like if you see that, your friend or maybe your child has an interest in something, don't just, deter them from getting it because you don't like it. Try and kind of fan the flame, try and just, help them in whatever way you can. Hi, blessing. Hey, you're
yeah.
welcome. You're welcome. So I wanted you to kind of speak to young people who, they're saying to themselves like, I like this, I like that. There's five things on their mind, but they're like, how do I find something that I'm passionate about, right? And I want you to
Hmm.
kind of share maybe how you decided that okay, this is it for me. So what are the steps, or are there any steps that you can take to find something that you're
Yeah, like I feel like you have to come to a realization first. Like I believe, like no matter who you are, you must be talented one way or the other. But you have to figure out what your talent is.
okay?
I feel like if you figure out what your talent is, then how do I make my talent? Obviously, which is another thing I'll speak about probably later on. But how do I make my talent work for me?
Right,
So many people are talented, but if you don't know like the right step to take
right,
or to talk to the right people, sometimes you miss the talent or you miss the chance to use the talent. So it's very important that you figure out what your talent is and you figure out how do I make my talent work for me. You know,
right. Okay,
some people are great dancers. Um, so they're like, you know what, maybe I can start dancing professionally and I can start teaching. So they become a teacher.
right.
In my own case was I love drumming, I love performing, and I also love teaching.
Okay,
So I was like, okay, how do I make this work for me? Pandemic is the perfect time to use your talent if you have one,
right,
because everything is online now. So now I do like I've been doing like a lot of teachings, a lot of consultancy, production, things like that. So you have to figure out what your talent is. How to you also have to be good at your talent. I think that's very important. So you have to develop yourself working on your craft, Um, yes, and I believe like until you work on your craft and you're sure, you know, then don't try and push on people, if that makes sense. Try and
right.
focus on yourself, figure out your talent, and figure out a way to work on your craft that you be the best you can be for yourself, not for people, for yourself.
Okay. I think that's quite interesting that you said that. Like, it's not enough to just, say this is something I like. You also have to be good at it as well. It
Yeah,
has to be some level of skill to it as well, especially if you want to turn it into something that, that earns something,
yeah.
or something monetized, right? It has to be, there has to be a bit of skill involved in it as well. So that's some good stuff. I think for me, growing up, the situation or what I always hear, right, of people who are passionate or who are talented or who are skilled at a particular thing, right, I always hear
Hmm.
them ask questions like, oh, I don't know if I should just follow my passion, or I don't know if I should go and get an education first. I don't know how your journey has been, but what would you advise, or what's your suggestion to a young person out there who is like having little arguments with their parents right now because their parents is like, we want you to go to school first before you follow your passion, but they're thinking no, because I don't want to lose any time. I just want to start playing music or start doing my art or whatever it is that that they're doing. What would your advice be to someone like
Okay, I think that's a great question. But first of all, before I cannot go in depth into that, I think it's very important that I let people, the audience, know that no one was born with a passion of or talent. You can grow it.
okay,
I feel like the greatest predictor of our future success or our talent is the area where we grow at and what you surround
right,
yourself with.
right,
So yes, of course, for a young kid that has the talent,
mhm,
I feel like yes, your parents are in the best position to kind of guide you in life.
right,
Because you have to realize also that they're coming from a point of you have to be secured or you have to have something to fall back on. I
Right.
also believe strongly that everybody's journey is different.
Right. Okay.
You know, but for example, there are some talents that you do have that if you don't start at an early age, it's very hard when you're 26, 27 to get into it.
Right.
I'll give you a few examples. For example, if you want to be like a professional football player,
Right.
you need to kind of start at a young age. Let's be realistic. Not when you're 25, 26. Do you get what I mean? So of course, in that kind of situation, I believe that if the parents know that okay, this kid has this talent of playing football, they will guide him on that journey of okay, you need to start at this age.
Guys, I don't know if you can hear Sam anymore. Sam, your mic has just frozen, or your screen has just frozen there. I'm not sure if you noticed that. Okay, I'll just try and remove him and bring him back on. Okay. Okay, we'll just wait for him to come back. But just kind of, talking about the question I asked him, and the reason I asked him is because I noticed growing up that this was an issue for people who were very skilled and talented in a particular thing, either it's music, either it's art or whatnot. I noticed that they always have that, not problem, but they always have that thing where it's like, okay, do I just go into music straight on, or do I just, focus on my passion or whatnot? But like he said, it's important that, you have something that can sustain you if, God forbid, your passion is not working. So I think he's back on now, so I'll just try and bring him back on. All right.
Hi, I'm so sorry about that. I lost you there.
Are you back?
Yeah, I am back. Yeah.
That's fine. Just re- I'll just restating your point, so I'll let you carry on.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, so like I was saying, so if, for example, if your talent is football, I feel like you have to kind of start at the edge, and I'm guessing your parents will kind of realize that in you. That being said, I feel like if your talent was baking, for example, you can
Right.
get into baking at any age, if that makes sense. So I'm guessing in that kind of situation,
Yeah.
your parents would be like, "Oh,
Okay.
why don't you follow your education first? Then you can do baking because
Right.
you can still go into it." You get what I'm trying to say? It really
Right.
depends on the situation. For me, was my talent has been drumming. Yes, of course, I had to go through the educational route first. But I've always had the passion.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean?
Right.
So I knew that this is what I wanted to do, you know. And I believe also that if you're passionate about your passion, at some point people will recognize that, you know.
Right.
But if you're not convinced yourself that you have a passion for something, it's very hard for people to understand you,
Hmm.
you know. And I think everything comes down to
Right.
the way you communicate the situation, where you are at your life, what age you are you good
Okay.
at your passion? That's another thing too, you
Right.
know.
Okay.
So there's different factors to look at. But if you're a young person out there and you feel like you have the talent, yes, I would strongly
Right.
agree that you do go through the educational route first. Then also
Okay.
do your like follow your passion and your talent basically. You know, that would be my advice. But it's up to you at the end of the day to make the right decision for yourself, depending on your situation.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely. And I like that you said that, you have where your parents or coming from when they suggest that maybe you can take the educational route first of all before you kind of start chasing. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, yeah,
You can hear, yeah?
yeah. I can. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, I think that's important for people to note, because I'm sure there's a person who will probably watch this and they'll be like, okay, that too, or yeah. So I wanted to talk about how you got into the business side of things, right? Because beyond it's one thing for you to be passionate about one thing, and it's one thing for you to actually monetize it or you can make money from it. So how did yeah come into play? How did you go about starting kind of stuff?
Yeah, for me was very seamless because I know I had the passion. Of course, coming to Ireland, I started playing from church, and like I always say, like I have done my work experience, and what I mean by that is showing people what you can do in terms of your talent. You know what I mean? I've done
Right.
thousands of free shows, and I feel like at the moment, then after a point, you have to come to a realization. It's okay. Now people know what I can do, but for me to
Yeah.
survive out here, I need to make money from what I do.
Right.
So then I kind of sat down and said, okay, what can I offer? I can offer
Right.
teaching.
Okay.
I can offer music
Okay.
production. I can
Okay.
offer music distribution, things like that. So I came up with different ideas what I could offer. You know, I started from teaching to playing shows. And I started getting paid for it. Then from 100 to 200 to 300 euro, and I realized, oh, I could actually make a good living from this. Um, but like I always say, you have to be good at what you do, and you have to have a plan. So,
Right. Okay.
and the road wasn't that easy either. So, but you have to believe in yourself. You know.
Right. And I love that. And I think that's actually quite inspiring because I feel like a lot of us young people, we have an idea in our head. We have countless ideas in our head, right? And for us to execute that idea, follow through. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I can. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. I think as young people, like was saying, we kind of have all these ideas and all these things we want to do, follow through. So I think it's quite inspiring to thought about something like you created something, fine, and you
hmm
actually went ahead to actualize it. I think that's
yeah,
quite inspiring. For us young people as well. Like don't just let the idea stay in your head. You make plans to achieve them as well, right?
yeah,
So I wanted you to kind of talk about how you dealt with, first of all, starting a business during the pandemic. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people were probably like, what are you doing? Don't do it.
yeah, definitely.
And yeah, and maybe you should just share maybe some of the things that you okay.
Okay.
Some
Um,
or
like you
hindrance.
mentioned, for those people that are listening, I did, yes, start my business during the pandemic. It
Right.
was the craziest move I've ever made, but I'm really happy I made it. Um, and also, starting the business for me wasn't a case of being bored at home. Do you get me?
Right.
For
Right.
me, it has been a long time dream. And I believe, like I said earlier, I'm a Christian, so I do believe in timing. Um,
Okay.
Before then, I was gigging, I was on top, playing shows. Then suddenly we had to go home due to the pandemic. Um, then 3 weeks into the pandemic, I was just thinking and planning what is next for me and my journey. Then I believe I heard from God saying, "Listen, this is your time to start your business."
Right.
Um,
Okay.
I had nothing. I had no plan. I just believed in God. Woke up the following day
Wow.
and I started calling around, looking for a place. And yeah, um since May to January now, 2021, God has been faithful. So
Mhm.
it's been crazy. There's been a lot of ups and downs, and I'm still trying to get used to the whole business side of things, if that makes sense. But it
Right.
has been good. It's a great challenge, and I love challenges. So it's for me, it was me stepping out of my comfort zone also. But I'm really
Right.
happy that it's been a great experience so far. The studio has been busy, so that's a good sign.
Okay. That's great. And I think that's so interesting. You don't really hear a lot of people like, yes, this is, the hint or whatever, but we're still going to push on. But I suppose that ties into my next question about your what's your mindset like? Because I think it takes someone of to one start a brand new business, global pandemic, and two to start a business like as a person. right? So can you tell us what's your mindset? Do you have what drives you? Do you have anything that inspires you, motivation, your life that kind of what kind of drive this, passion and zeal you have?
Um, I strongly believe that we are made for a lot more than working, paying bills, and dying. So I believe like I do have a gift that I can that somebody out there needs to hear,
Right,
and one of my passion or one of my goals for my business is helping people, especially in Ireland, in the music scene. I believe like there is a lot of opportunities and talent, but based on different factors, people are not motivated to start something new.
right,
So that's one of my goals for my business, to kind of help people, especially musicians, giving them my experiences that I've had for the past 11 years in the music industry, sharing that with them, you know. Yeah, it depends. There's different situations where I've had to share my like experience or help people. Um, but overall, it's been what drives me, just the passion, I guess. I'm really passionate about what I do. You know,
right.
um, and like I always say, like if you don't have passion for what you do,
Because
you
it's
better.
like when things go left or when you start facing like limitations and hindrances, you have to have something that keeps you going. And like you said, it's just the passion and the hunger you have for, what you do. And I suppose doing something that you love as well, there's this energy that comes with it. I think we lost
Yeah,
you there for a second, but you're back now. So
yeah.
yeah,
Can you see
like
me? Yeah.
yeah, we can
Um.
see. Did you hear what I was saying?
Yes, I could hear you. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so I was just
People.
restating the point.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, I was saying. Can you hear me? I'm not sure.
We can stating the point, and you are saying that what motivates your passion, when things go left or when things aren't they should be. Passion, you have to pursue. That's what kind of
Oh yeah, that's correct.
so
Um, yeah,
yeah.
people talk up. Hello.
Is your light
Sorry.
okay? Or you're all
All right.
right?
Is this better?
Yeah, we can hear you and see you. So
Okay. Yeah, I was just about to say. Oh God, what's going on?
maybe you have to hold it rather than let it stand itself.
Okay, that's fine now. I was just about to say, people talk about passion and purpose, but the truth is, it's not like a thing, a personal, like a personal place. You know what I mean? It's a
Right,
feeling of excitement. You have to figure out what you have to wake up and figure out what excites you every morning. And
right.
I feel like if you find what excites you, that could be the passion you're looking for, or the zeal.
Okay. Absolutely, definitely. I definitely like there's some things that I'll be like so tired, but I can after 5 hours doing. And there's some things that even if I have all the energy in the world, I definitely do not want to be doing them. That's definitely right. So my next question to you is management and business as well. So we've heard of situations whereby like you're doing something and then maybe your friend is like always wanting free things like a freebie or they're wanting a free session. How do you kind of let them know like, look, fam, this is my business. I need to get paid here. How do you how do you
Um,
deal with that?
it is a very important question. I think if they're really your friends, they will
Right.
understand that it's business.
Okay.
Of course, the occasions of discount here and there will happen. And yeah, that's fine. That's okay because they're your friend. Do you get me?
Right.
But a real friend will never ask you to do it for free.
Okay. Okay.
Because
That's
I believe like I would support my friend in their business to buy something from them or purchase
Okay.
something. And I expect the same. And I feel like
Okay.
if I'm doing something for you, it's because I'm valuable to you.
Right.
Do you get what I'm
Right.
trying to say?
Yeah.
Even if it's a case that you're not paying the full amount, it's because I'm adding a value to you or to yourself or to your music. And I
Okay.
believe that is what you pay for, you valued, or you is what you pay for, you value. Yeah,
You absolutely. That is
yeah,
so true because sometimes I see the way some people move mad, and I'm like, the reason you're moving mad is because you won't charge for it. So you're so right. So I like that catch that out there. Like, if you really want to support your friend, if you really want their business to grow and not crumble, then you support them. Your friend is selling hair out here. Don't be like, oh, can I get some free pack? Actually, give her the money. Like you said, it doesn't even have to be like full. It could just be maybe half of, but just put something forward because what that is communicating, support whatever they're doing, and you're not there to come and make their business, go down. Because that's what's
yeah,
asking for free stuff, right?
definitely.
But yeah, I think that's quite important. Like, imagine losing friendship because you don't want to keep handing out free stuff all the time. But it's something that happens, I suppose. So my
Yeah.
next question to you is, how do you deal with fear of achieving your dreams or your goals? And I want in general because we're not all into music and stuff. People are into fashion, people are into clothes, or people are into hair, whatever it is. But or maybe the idea is actually in it and they're thinking like, oh my god, how am I going to start? What people say, just that fear of even starting. How did you deal with fear of business?
Like I said, like it hasn't been an easy journey. Um,
Right,
but the reality of the situation is most people will not connect with you until they start seeing results. You know,
right,
and for there to be results, you need to believe in what you're doing.
right,
And there is gonna be tough times, like that's in every business, no matter what you do. You know, but you
right,
need to understand that you need to believe in what you're selling. You know, and like I always say, if you believe in what you're selling, I think you're more at peace. But if you're not sure yourself that I'm not sure if I'm good at this, and I'm trying to sell it, there's no conviction. You know,
right,
so I think having that mentality of I can make it, I can do it,
right,
even if everything doesn't look a star right now. I believe I can do it. I believe I can make this work. And
right,
of course, you need to remember that God is the only person that could answer our prayers. You know,
right,
so you have to trust
right,
in that too. You know, you can't do it by yourself. You know,
right.
um, yeah. So several times I've been like driving to work and I'm like praying. And I'm like, God, this week no clients, but I need a solution.
Right.
And you'd be surprised by the time I get to the studio, I just get a call. Can I come in tomorrow?
Wow.
Yeah, and it happens every time. So I really
Wow.
strongly believe in praying. So I think if you have a straight mindset, you know, I think things will work out.
Mm, definitely. I think for me as well, like, because I just noticed like people who actually do things in life, they have a different mindset than other people. Like growing up, like my dad would always say things to us like, you can, people who are doing the same thing, they don't have two heads. And I feel like it's just hearing those words again, you know,
Mm,
I'm big into creating boards and putting posters up in my room, kind of like see what I want and just reinforce it in my mind. So I think it's so important to be able to, um, just stuff, get materials, get scenes, get whatever it is that you need to be able to, inspire you. And by doing that fear away, that fear of like, oh my God, I don't know what's gonna happen. Am I gonna flop?
yeah.
That fear will like start and going away. So yeah, absolutely.
You can't have a
So
fail. You can't have a fear of failing though. You know,
absolutely,
you
of
have to be
course.
positive because if you're consumed by that fear of failing, then you've already failed.
Wow, that's deep
You
right
know,
there.
so
That's deep.
you can't. That's not a good way to think about it. You know, you have to be positive.
Right.
Yes,
Okay.
I am. You say like I am a winner, but even if it doesn't work now, at some points down the line, it will work.
Right. Yeah.
You
That's
know.
another like, a mindset shift that you need to have as well. That no matter what, there's someone close to me, and there's something that she always says, love it, and it's like no matter what, just keep pushing. She's like, no matter what, just keep going, and that's the kind of like mindset that I'm talking about. Just having that belief in yourself that no matter what, I can do it. Let's keep going, whatever happens, even if I feel like get up and continue. So that's what I That's what I about the mindset earlier on.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you about how you deal with hate and jealousy because I feel like it would be very silly and naive to be thinking like, oh, everybody's happy with you, everybody's happy in you do in life. But like, how do you deal with, maybe competition, someone hating, someone trying to like wreck something, things like that.
Um, the reality is, hate and jealousy we always exist. You know,
Right,
because for a new entrepreneur coming
right,
into a business, you don't think about the competitors in terms of, oh, if I come in, they will stop talking to me, so I won't start a business. Do you get what I mean?
yeah,
You still have to be you. Find what makes you better. Find the weak points and be the
right,
best you can be for yourself. No matter what you do, business or no business, people stay at you anyway. So you might as well do it.
right.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Of
Absolutely.
course, no, no, no. We're all humans at the end of the day, and I completely understand how people will feel.
Right.
But I believe positive always win over negative.
Absolutely.
And people always see that through your heart, even if they don't tell you every time.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you keep your head grounded and you stay a nice person, I think things will work for you.
Absolutely.
So, like, I know it's tough, but the best advice I can give is just stay positive
Right.
and you don't hate them. So that way, at least you're playing the bigger role.
Right. Okay. Very hard to do. I feel like it's very easy to say like, oh, love those who love those people. I feel like when it actually comes to doing it, it's so hard. But I feel like it's the only way that you can actually just stay grounded and get ahead. And I like what you said about just that you always have that. You always have someone who's like, ugh, I don't like that, ugh, or just making comment silly, or you always have that, and that's fine. That's just the fact
Yeah,
of something, because I always believe like in life, there's a price that you have to pay, like that you want to achieve. You don't just achieve things like that. You always have to pay a price.
it
Whether
takes
it's
it takes time and effort.
time and effort, on your part or whatever. Always have to play a part, I suppose. So kind of conclude on that, I wanted you to kind of tell us maybe a few companies that maybe you've worked with and how that's been you. Um, has that have you said to yourself like, I'm on the right path, like thank God, or have you been like, oh, maybe I should go back to my life or whatnot?
Yeah, I've had the opportunity to work with few great companies. From the gear I play, from Natal drums, Zildjian cymbals, protection rackets. I also did my first advertisement of 2021 by a Canadian company, Irish beer called Soul Beer. That was great, which came out on the 1st of January. So that
Right.
was a good start of the year. Um, I'm looking into going more of that. I have a lot of stuff I'm planning and I have a lot of announcement to come. Yeah, so I'm happy to work with anybody, not just brands or big brands,
Okay.
and I have a lot of great artists I'm also working with currently. And this year is going to be full of music. And I feel like this year also a lot of gospel music is going to take over.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
some good. So it seems had an amazing start to the year already. Like we're not even finished January, but it seems like you've already had a lot of opportunities,
Yeah,
a lot of money.
it's been a great year for sure. It's been a great year.
That's good. Well, we're wishing you more endorsements, more companies, more whatever it is, more inspiration stuff. And I suppose to just finish here, I also wanted to kind of like say to anyone out there who start something and you are waiting or you are paralyzed with fear or whatever. I think that's why I kind of brought Sam on today, because I feel like he's a great inspiration to us young people out there that can idea and you can execute it and you can like keep going and you can succeed at it. From this conversation, he's told us that you need to be passionate about what you're doing. He told us that you need to actually have the skill in what you're doing. And he said, if you have the skill, good at what you do, people will come for you. And I think that's such an important thing. Again, just thank you everyone who tuned in. Thank you everyone who will watch the replay. And just to say here as well that if you have not subscribed to my channel, also Sam actually has a YouTube channel as well. Yeah. So go subscribe to his channel, like this video, share it with your friends who they are in this situation or they need this advice and all that kind of stuff. And just follow me on Instagram, Lola Keji. Follow Sam on Instagram, Sam will drum, and we'll just keep in touch. And I'll let you guys know what our live session is going to be about for next weekend. So again, thank you everyone. Have a nice, relaxing evening and enjoy the rest of your week. Samuel, thank you so much for coming on. I really enjoyed and I was
Thank
inspired by
you
this
for
talk
having me.
so much. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Bye.